Eat Your Way Slim, how different foods can affect Zepbound side effects and your Zepbound weight loss. Hi, beautiful friends. I'm Elizabeth, Countess of Shopping. I have had the privilege of being on Mounjaro and Zepbound now for the last 16 months. Woo! And because of the Mounjaro shortage, went to Zepbound. Because of the Zepbound shortage, we'll be starting the compound here any day now. So I'm super stoked to talk about how I've lost 85 pounds plus, charging towards that 100-pound weight loss, been in a little bit of a weight stall, and I'm slicing and dicing past that. And I wanted to talk today, a viewer had asked me about different foods reacting with my weight loss and with side effects according to those, and kind of lumping in again. They're like, Countess, how do you tell me about the different foods? They were just starting their Zepbound 2.5 milligram journey. So if you are just starting, and this can even be applicable for Wegovy too. I'm not a healthcare provider, so always talk to your own healthcare provider, or simply my own experience, strength, and hope. But let's go ahead and dive in of what I've learned. And as Alex Hermosi says, take my lessons, not the scar. And I got plenty of scars today with, I've got, you'll walk away, I promise you, on this video with 6 different action items you can take to help you with different food choices that were helpful for me. And coming from a background of needing to heal a relationship with food and having somewhat of a disordered eating background for diet since I was 10 years old, many of you can relate, and chronic obesity management, there has been very much a healing with that relationship with food, and working with a trained therapist as I walk through these last 16 months of how much food was a central part of my life with chronic obesity management, now having it not be that and weaving in some other things with it. So let's go through our tip. Tip number 1, for me, the Zepbound food that would react differently with my body with taking a GLP-1 medication versus not taking a GLP-1 medication for me was higher fat content food, meaning like steak for protein, I should clarify, high fat protein, steak, bacon. I used to do keto. Many of you guys are OG viewers, and maybe you've never seen me before, but I had lost a tremendous amount of weight from keto and low carb pre-pandemic. During the pandemic, gave it all back and then some. And high fat, I used to very much be able to tolerate. At the beginning of my journey, probably for the first year, I mean, honestly, for that first year of this, I could not have really, I could have a bite of bacon, but if I had more than that, what would happen is there's 4 gastrointestinal side effects. Super, super common for Mounjaro, super common for Zepbound, and they are diarrhea, constipation, nausea, and vomiting. Never had vomiting, and never had nausea until Mounjaro 15 milligrams, and then now, like, all the time, I'm like, but I had never had that. So if you increase dose, know that your side effects may change to one of those 1, 2, 3 dance, 1, 2, 3 dance. You may get one of those different side effects as you're titrating up on your journey too. So something to put in your hip pocket and keep in the back of your mind. So for me, different foods reacting, and just because my body reacts one way does not mean your body's going to react the same way. Like, can we make, that's obvious, right? Like, we have different bodies, different genetics. This is simply what's happened with my body, and I want to encourage you to test for your body. But if I had known and heeded, I probably wouldn't have gone on a date night and looked really cute with my hot husband, the Count, gone out all dressed up in a beautiful dress, ate a steak, and then needed to run home. Like, babe, we got to get home now. Now, that's not very romantic. I can laugh at it now. It was like, you better put your pedal to the metal and get home soon. And if I had known potentially at the beginning of my journey that perhaps eating a steak on a date mean I should take a few bites first, sit with that, let's see how that feels, and then take a few more bites, as opposed to eating the whole thing and then being like, where is the nearest exit? Okay. That's for me. Tip number 1 was high fat protein, not eating as much. And so what I would do is, I love bacon. I love a good New York strip steak. I love a ribeye. I don't really eat ribeyes, and truth be told, 16 months later, I eat New York strips. I love them, but I'll have a smaller piece of it. I still can't. I love them though. The Count is cooking tonight, actually, New York strips. Number 2, I got this weird thing, and many people in my free encouragement group, I'll link it down below, as is all my free resources, this metal taste in my mouth. It was either Mounjaro 2.5 milligrams, or, which, by the way, Mounjaro and Zepbound are the same thing. They're just different FDA approvals. So when I'm saying one, I was on it. I just switched because of the FDA shortage, because of the shortages. I would get metal taste in my mouth, and it was always when I drink a Diet Coke. I had never had that before. Never. It was this really weird metal taste, and it would come and go, and I didn't have it very long, but some days I'd notice it and some days I didn't, and then I haven't had it since. But it was for a couple of, like, a week and a half. It was this very strong metal taste. So I stopped drinking Diet Cokes for a while. I've since brought back the DDP, Diet Dr. Pepper. Y'all, I don't drink, so your girl's gotta have some form of entertainment, okay? So having diet soda, I stopped having it simply because of the metallic taste in my mouth. Now, this is where I'd like to, you guys know I require of myself to be factually accurate and scientifically based. Could that have been for a lot of other things besides Mounjaro and Zepbound? Yes, totally could be besides other things. However, I've had people in my group confirm that their taste buds have changed. Now, could this be because chronic obesity management, this is my hypothesis. I don't have any sort of scientific backing, again, to be clear of when I'm being factually accurate versus my opinion. I think it's because partially being in chronic obesity management, I'm changing the way I'm eating, so therefore my taste buds are changing, right? And I think that that was part of it, is I was consuming substantially smaller portions because of the appetite suppression, and also because my taste buds were changing because I'm eating healthier foods, really healthier foods. At the beginning, I wasn't perfect, and I'm still not perfect. It's progress, not perfection, but I'm getting better each day. I'm getting better with my food choices each day. And so even where it wasn't as clean as it is now, still with that, my taste buds changed. So I don't know if it's correlated with diet soda or not. It's what made me realize, though, I kept having this metal taste in my mouth. And so therefore I just stopped drinking diet sodas, and then the metal taste went away. Is that Zepbound or Mounjaro related? I don't know, but I do know in my free encouragement group with thousands of amazing counts and countesses, it is the best Facebook group out there. I'll link it down in the description link below, but only join if you're fun. If you're not fun and if you're not nice, please don't join. That was number 2, was diet sodas. Number 3, I started to get these intense cravings. Like when I was pregnant with my daughter and my son, like I would get like, when I was pregnant with my son, would crave Cracker Barrel biscuits. Crave them. It's been weird with taking Mounjaro and Zepbound. I crave healthy food, crave salads, craved during the winter. I craved pomegranates. I was a lunatic. I went to Costco and I literally bought like 20 pomegranate containers of fresh pomegranate seeds. I was popping those, and you want to talk gastrointestinal after you eat a bunch of pomegranates when you're on a GLP-1 medication. Woohoo! Something to think about. But I think part of that too, all joking aside, is craving salads, I wrote down what I was craving. Craving salads, craving pomegranate, now I'm craving chicken. I used to detest chicken. And literally the past week, I've been craving it. Craving it. Why am I craving these things? Probably because I'm vitamin deficient in some of those. Probably. It's my body. I'm really listening to what my body wants, and I'm giving my body what it's asking for, in copious amounts of pomegranate seeds. But I've had these intense cravings have happened. Now, again, could that be because of Mounjaro or Zepbound? Probably because I'm eating so different. Because for me, I had big portions, now small portions because of the appetite suppression. The quality of my food have gotten so much better. Like I used to not really have organic stuff. Now I have some more. And different things that I'm picking is less junky food and cleaner food, more nutritious, more nutrient dense, proteins, but like good healthy proteins, not like fried chicken. Yeah, I can throw down some chicken tendies, okay, with the best of them. But now I'll get like the different ones that aren't like fried. They'll be like air fried. Like there's different ways to make things that still can taste delicious, but not like deep fried batter Oreos. No, I'm just kidding. Kind of not though. We were talking about our county fair that's coming up here in rural Virginia. Fried Oreos. Where was I? That was number 3. Number 4, magnesium. I have. When I started my journey, I had my back 16 months ago. I knew I needed to take magnesium to help with weight loss because of the hormone changes going along with my weight loss. And so I bought a different magnesium. It only had one type in it. And y'all kept telling me, Elizabeth, there's one out there on the market that has 7 types of magnesium. And then another influencer posted about it. Boom, I bought it. I bought it to try it, and my life has not been the same, truly. Like, I would not share something with you unless out of integrity, I thought it was amazing. This is amazing. This is the BIOPTIMIZERS Magnesium Breakthrough. If you want a breakthrough, let me tell you how it's broken me through with my food, in conjunction with my food. A, it's helped aid dramatically with my sleep, which is paramount, we know, for our weight loss. B, stress. You know what's stressful on your body? Losing weight. It puts stresses on the body. Here, by the way, that's the pill size. Some people are like, what do the pills look like? That's what it looks like. I can put it next to my face, next to my smile. It is so incredibly helpful with my sleep, with my hormones, doing some, and I'll cite my scientific researchers because you guys know I require and demand that I'm scientifically accurate. Low magnesium can affect your thyroid hormones, your pancreatic hormones, and your sex hormones. Many of the more 300 enzymic reactions that magnesium is involved in are related to the synthesis of your steroid hormones like estrogen, progesterone, and testosterone. I very much would get, previous to taking BIOPTIMIZERS, I would get not hot flashes, but I'd wake up in the middle of the night. It was weird. I knew it was related. It was hormone related. It was not Mounjaro related or Zepbound related, but as I started to get healthier, I could feel my hormones changing because of GLP-1 medication. Guess what happened when I started taking BIOPTIMIZERS? And by the way, this didn't happen like within a day. This has been me taking it now. I noticed this after a couple of weeks, but now I've been taking it for a long time. Is I had great sleep and I wasn't waking up. I would wake up for like 2 hours at a time, and I knew it was hormonally related. I have not had that problem. My sleep has been so much better as a result. And that goes back to the foods, of how the foods are interacting. Did you know that 70% of people are magnesium deficient? Did you know that? I didn't know that. And I was like, oh. It also helps too because I'm working out more, and so it's helping with that muscle recovery too, but that's not for the topic for this video. But I will link down below. BIOPTIMIZERS has been super generous with the Countess of Shopping video. Thank you, BIOPTIMIZERS, to give us a 10% off discount code. When I first bought mine, so grateful. I will link the link for the BIOPTIMIZERS Magnesium down in the description. Just click that ... more, and then you can go get your BIOPTIMIZERS. That was tip number 4. Tip number 5, fried foods. Now, I would love to say when I first started, let's go back to the beginning of my journey, back at the beginning of my journey, up here, 85 plus pounds ago, that when I first started taking a GLP-1 medication, that I ate squeaky clean. That was not the case for me. It's been progress, not perfection. I still ate fried foods, and when I did, my body would pay. My body would pay. Can't eat fried foods. Cannot. Still, if I do eat fried foods, it will be a small amount. We got McDonald's this weekend after my son's soccer game, and I was like, oh, I'll get some French fries. Y'all, I had half, and I was like, no, it's a big mistake. No. Again, it's going back to those main common gastrointestinal issues: diarrhea, constipation, nausea, vomiting with Mounjaro and Zepbound. They're common, but the food, in my instance, can aggregate it. It can make those conditions worse. So fried foods, definitely at the beginning, massively out for me. I paid a price, queen. I paid a price for taking those. And king. I paid a price for taking those. That was number 5. Tip number 6, booze. Now, I don't drink. I haven't drinking for a long time. Alcohol and I just don't mix. I'm not a nice person when I drink. And so therefore, I just don't. But I know many people in my free encouragement group who do. And literally someone was just talking last night about how they went out for Cinco de Mayo and they paid for it. Alcohol, I've written on countessshopping.com, my blog for all things GLP-1 related. I did an article about thinking about alcohol consumption on GLP-1 medications, right? If you're on Mounjaro, it's for type 2 diabetics. You could be prescribed off label for weight loss. Or if you're on Ozempic, again, for type 2 diabetics. Alcohol has so much sugar. Is that congruent with type 2 diabetes? Like thinking that through. And then also, is there better choices within the alcohol one can make? Again, I only like to give my experience, strength, and hope, and I don't have experience, strength, and hope, so therefore I can do pattern recognition for my group. I've seen so many posts recently about people being like, oh, I had some alcohol and it did not react well with my body. Just be mindful of your consumption, right? Like, be thoughtful, be mindful. Maybe you used to drink a lot more and now you have one glass and that's going to change things up, particularly the gastrointestinal, diarrhea, constipation, nausea, vomiting. Someone was saying how they had like 2 glasses of wine and they were saying in the group, and I don't mean to laugh, but They laughed. That's why I'm laughing, or else I wouldn't be laughing. But they're like, I had projectile vomit like I was in a sorority. It really did make me chuckle. So if that was you, thanks for making me laugh. It made me think back to my JMU days at James Madison University. So be thoughtful and mindful about alcohol consumption. That was number 6. Tip number 7. As I go through eating different food choices for me, I do, again, coming from an unhealthy food relationship now to a healthy food relationship, reframing that food relationship. Is what I'm eating contributing to my health goals, or is it taking away from my health goals? It is totally okay for me to have a treat. I'm not having treats all the time like I used to, but now having a treat pockets here and there, I very much can put bookends around it, savor it, enjoy it, and then put my fork down. But in doing that, I can have consequences with those 4 things with the gastrointestinal, diarrhea, nausea, vomiting, constipation. So being super, super thoughtful about that of, do I want those consequences? Is it worth it? So for me, going back over to my list, talking about the fried foods, I was like, it is not worth it. It is not worth it to have French fries for a pocket, right? Or maybe it is worth it to having a French fry, but I just have 2. And I really savor and I enjoy them. And I'm using that in that small quantity. I know some of you just clutched your pearls and were like, what? You test for your own body. And that's tip number 8, bonus tip for you. Test for your own body. As I say with everything, a track number grows. And so as you're tracking, figuring out what makes the best sense for you. And for me, the best sense for me is nutrient-dense foods, meaning like vegetables, fruits, and protein. My body has the best reaction and the least amount of gastrointestinal issues and the best weight loss as I go through. And I get really full. Like I get really full taking protein, really full taking protein. So let me know down in the comments. Your question of the day, we have 3 questions of the day. The first one is, I want to know, do you have specific foods that affect your body? Tell me in the comments. And I feel like if we have the thread of comments going of all of these, it will be helpful for new people and other people who've been on GLP-1 medications. It's interesting to see what other people's experiences are, right? And we will be continuing also this conversation in my free group too. Number 2 is your accountability question. What are you doing today to move you closer to your goals? What are you doing today? And then number 3, we do a little emoji here at Countess of Shopping. It helps me recognize who you are. If you've made it this far in the video, you probably like my content. And so if you like my content, I want to know who you are. So put down below the emoji, a little fried chicken or a little chicken. Today's emoji is a chicken. And I'll know that you made it to the end of the video or almost the end of the video. And then also, as a side of that, I will pray over you. If you don't believe in prayer, I will uplift you in positive thought. But it helps me to get to know our community. There's thousands of you, there's but one of me, and it's with the pattern recognition, it's one of my giftings to see names appear over and over and over. There's so many of our awesome viewers, like Anna, for example. She comments on every video. Love you, Anna. And I know her, I've never met her, but I know her through YouTube comments because she comments with the emoji on every video or says hi. So I do want to make sure you run over to BIOPTIMIZERS. Go ahead and get their Magnesium Breakthrough. Highly recommend on the weight loss journey for sleep, muscle recovery, hormones. It makes me think of fried and green tomatoes when she's like, them hormones, honey. Help my hormones so much. And the count would attest. Count, my God, a conversation about hormones. That's another video for another day. But what is for today's video is magnesium. Snag that down below. And also make sure if you've not gotten my free, totally free Zepbound meal plan, dietitian created, I bought it to give it to you for free. That's linked also down in the description link below. Sweet friends, be kind to yourself, be kind to others. I'm Countess of Shopping. Count my blessings because life is delicious. Have a delicious day. We'll see you next time, friends. Click that like and subscribe button. Bye.